Good day, this is a.j.farzad with successwithloa.blogspot.com, and this is a video blog for Are You Afraid of Death? So good day, I wanted to do a quick video blog on this whole concept of death. I'm not going to go into any kind of religious explanation of what death is and is not, because I don't want to alienate or offend anybody. However, the explanation that I'm going to give you, I think, will have at the very least some comfort as to what is death, and I'm talking purely from an energy standpoint and the law of attraction. Now, if you happen to be spiritual, then this would make a lot more sense and it'll be a lot more of a comfort to you. But the point is, you do not have to be spiritual or religious for this to actually make sense or help you. Okay, so from here, I'm going to give you a little bit of a demonstration to understand exactly what we are talking about when we deal with the concept of death. And it also gives you a little bit more to think about as to scientific facts. For example, the fact that we only use maybe about 10% of our brain. Why is it that we are only accessing 10% of this fantastic computer that sits on top of our torso? So stay tuned. I'm going to go and show you the example. Okay, so I'm back, and one of the good things about traveling is that you can do these kind of demonstrations in the hotel sink. Okay, so I want you to think about this sink as our world. And I'm not just talking about Earth, but I'm actually talking about your living world. Because from the concept of energy, if we happen to be energy, which we are, energy cannot be created or destroyed. That is a Newtonian fact. And what I want to explain the concept of death through this demonstration is something that we are just kind of taking part in, and then we move on in a very larger scope of the whole point of energy. So, if this happens to be my entire life, when I actually choose to take part in this, so the point of my birth is that I am going to just insert a portion of my body, like my hand, into this world, this life, this body, this entire experience. So I am not encompassing my entire totality of being or energy into this life. I'm only taking a minute portion of my body. I'm experiencing this water, which is my life. I am making splashes, maybe some challenges. At times it is nice and calm. And eventually the water is going to just go down the drain, and that experience, that connection of my energy with this water ends. That is what death is all about. I just remove my connection, that limited connection that I had with this life, away. And I am back to being my total energy. Stay tuned, I'm coming back. Okay, so we're back. So that was the explanation from my perspective and from a lot of law of attraction teachers' perspective of what it means to take part in this experiment life and what death is. We are, and I say we because the collective consciousness of humanity is a we. We are all part of the same energy. There is no difference between us. And if you have listened to any of Abraham Hicks's teachings, you know that the teachers, the Abraham Hicks collective, is all the teachers, all the knowledge that is there. And you have heard me as well as other teachers mention the fact that when you are looking for inspired action, when you're looking for opportunities, the whole collective energy of the universe is what brings you those hints, those gut reactions. So it shouldn't be a surprise to you when I mention the fact that as a whole, our collective energy of humanity, of this people that we interact with each other, we only take a minute portion of that energy and we take part in this little experiment called life. So maybe some of us live, I don't know, 80, maybe some of us live over 100 years, maybe some of us live, 200, 300 years. The fact is that in the grand scheme of things, it is a very small portion of our energetic vibration, if you will, that is playing in this field we call life on this blue planet we call Earth. So death is not an end. Death is just the ending of one chapter where we were just playing, and we move back. We go back into that whole pool of energy and we reconnect, if you will, with our source energy, and we continue on being the energy that we are, because we cannot be destroyed, and we were really not created. We were here all the time. From the spiritual sense, we were created in the Creator, in the God's image, so we are one with Him. We just happen to be on this portion of our life, very minuscule portion of that, taking part in this joyous experiment. I hope this makes sense. I hope you enjoy this. If you have any questions, which I'm sure undoubtedly will come up, please go ahead and click on my Facebook and Twitter page, and I will answer every single one of them. Till next week, to your success. You can order my products on the product tab of my website.